Anyone else has, to becoming the first person to defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr. within the last decade. And now 4 months later, Mayweather has agreed to the second rematch of his entire career. It's Mayweather-Maidana 2 tomorrow at 8. Maidana looking to close the deal this time around. In fact, Stephen A. his camp says he's had more time than ever to prepare, as opposed to last time where he only had, I guess, 5 weeks or so. He says now he has more time than ever to prepare for this fight. Do you give him a shot?
Give who a shot?
Maidana? Yeah, Marcos Maidana.
Is that a trick question?
No, it says it here. It says it here.
I mean, please.
And then
I mean, are you kidding me? I can't believe this question is. You know, listen, we can sit here, and obviously there are things outside of the ring that Floyd has said and done that we can be critical of. But this conversation right here, Skip Bayless, is about what's going on inside the ring. I mean, not only am I not worried. I mean, listen, man, you know, Skip Bayless, I got my bag of cheese doodles. I got that ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to drink any soda, Skip. I'm not going to do any of that. But I'm just planning on chilling out, sitting back and relaxing, and telling you right now, there's absolutely, positively nothing to worry about. This is only the second rematch that Mayweather has granted in his illustrious, unblemished career. And it's going to, I mean, it's just, I don't even know if Maidana's going to touch him. I really, really don't. I mean, listen, he came in the first fight, mauled Floyd Mayweather Jr., came right after him, talked about how he was going to make him uncomfortable. He swung for the fences. It was a very interesting fight for the first 6 rounds. I give Maidana at least 3 or 4 of those rounds. It was absolutely positively entertaining. It was at least an even fight, or with Maidana winning for the first 6 rounds. And then Floyd adjusted because his defense was poor all night long. He took entirely too many shots, but then he took him to school. And that was on a rusty night with no motivation whatsoever. Now, people saying they thought Maidana actually won more rounds and that he could possibly beat Floyd and all of that stuff. Floyd called the best, Skip. It's not the Da Vinci Code. It's the Ma Vinci Code, as in May Vinci Code, Mayweather. I mean, please. It's just, listen, there's always a chance. There's always a chance because it's boxing and you can catch somebody with a punch. But I'm really wondering whether or not Maidana, unless you count those sweeping, illegal behind-the-head blows, I'm actually wondering.
Now they're illegal.
I'm actually wondering if Maidana is going to touch Mayweather this fight. To me, that's the only question. Will he get an opportunity to touch him outside of knocking him in the back of his head? Because he won't catch him. I mean, please. I mean, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Or he lets you have something to say. Yeah?
I'm speechless.
Oh, okay.
What?
At that diatribe you just leveled at Marcos Maidana.
Oh,
this
please.
man deserves more respect from you than you just gave him. Because
Why?
this man cut your man. He made him bleed real blood. Floyd Mayweather Jr. actually had to be a boxer that night. He had to be involved in a fist fight that night. And your contention that Floyd will be able to sit on his stool between rounds and eat cheese doodles, which is basically what you're saying, is extremely flawed and extremely dangerous to your man, Floyd Mayweather Jr. And again, we are separating the man from the entertainer/boxer.
Right.
So we spoke our pieces last week about Floyd out of the ring.
This week, right?
And yes, sorry, this is the past week.
Yep.
So I am looking forward to this fight because I saw a man in Marcos Maidana who in May showed all of us, including you, that he can do one thing that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has never, ever even dreamed of doing. He can punch with power. Punch with power. And he caught Floyd a few times. Now, if you're trying to tell me that Floyd took him lightly, he was rusty, I don't think so. Because for about 6 rounds, as you said, that was a fight, and Floyd was involved in the fight, and he was in some trouble in the fight. I will give you this. He figured out, he broke Maidana's code in the 6th round, and he started to figure out how to avoid those blows, which were taking their toll. But Maidana says that he just ran out of gas because he was not trained to go 12 rounds because, remember,
his wife had a baby.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie's on my side on this one.
Come on, Carrie.
Okay,
Give me some more excuses.
So remember,
Go ahead.
Maidana, everybody he has fought, everybody he fights, they go down quickly. So why should this man have to be in condition to go 12 rounds? Well, this one could go 12 rounds, unless, of course, there's that one punch that gets thrown in round 10 or round 9. You never know. Right. It's that Pacquiao style, whoops, I walked into it kind of punch.
Uh-oh.
That's possible.
You did not say
it's possible.
Skip just said he's going to sleep. Skip just said he's going to sleep.
Pacquiao walked
he just said he's going to sleep.
I just said it.
Yeah.
I said it. And you,
Manny, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay,
Yeah, he was okay
Manny?
enough to play chess an hour later. But that's okay.
Hey, listen, Skip. It's real cute that you could come up with this, and I respect it because, you know, I know how badly you would love to see Floyd lose. It's really hysterical. It's very, very comical, you know. Listen, bottom line, Skip, listen, simply this. I'm telling you right now, I'm really sad for you because it's a Friday. You know, you get ready to go out here. Gonna spend some time with the lovely Ernestine. You're gonna enjoy your weekend. And you know, Skip, I'm like, wait a minute. You got your Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they're gonna mess up your weekend, okay? You got your Seattle Seahawks with San Diego. They're gonna mess up your weekend. But even before that, you're gonna sit up there and you're actually gonna pay for this fight. And you're gonna look for Floyd Mayweather. You're gonna look for Floyd Mayweather to lose. Skip, I am not only guaranteeing you that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to win this fight, I'm almost tempted to bet that he doesn't get touched in the face. I'm just trying to tell you here. I don't know what else to say. You're giving this guy a rematch. Floyd has already been in the ring with you. He knows your tendencies. He knows how you fight. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is not Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner can fight. Adrian Broner is very good. His problem is that he plays around too much. And he doesn't throw enough punches. And he went into the ring with Maidana, and Maidana cracked him, dropped him in the second round, and then dropped him in another round. Floyd is not Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner didn't take care of himself while he had the time off. Floyd is always in shape. Adrian Broner adopts Floyd's tendencies in terms of constantly being in shape and dedicated to his craft. Adrian Broner could be the best, one of the best himself, but he got to stop playing. Floyd doesn't play. Floyd will be ready, and Floyd will give Maidana a boxing lesson. He might not touch Floyd in the face. He might not touch him in the face.
Let me ask you, help me out here, because, you know, memory fades here. How old is Floyd Mayweather Jr., who's starting to look like senior? We might have to change his name to senior. He's 37 years of age. You know what? One of these nights, you're going to think you're watching Fred Sanford in the ring. I'm serious.
Oh, you're so disrespectful.
Am I?
Oh, my Lord, you're so disrespectful. The nerve, the unmitigated gall. How dare you be so disrespectful to the greatest in the game right now? You're so disrespectful.
37 years of age?
Let me tell you something right now. Floyd, I would give you this. To me, there are two fights that we should want Floyd with. Miguel Cotto, who under Freddie Roach is looking better and better, okay? And I'd love to see that rematch. And Canelo Alvarez. Floyd and I, Skip, got into an argument during the NBA Finals because I was mad at Floyd for taking this fight. I said, what are you wasting your time for? I thought you wanted to give the viewers what they wanted to see. Who cares when you beat Maidana? What does that mean? What does that accomplish? It means nothing. It's a waste of his time. Pacquiao, Cotto, and Canelo Alvarez are the only three fights that Floyd should consider from this point forward.
Why Alvarez?
Tomorrow night's
I already saw Alvarez. Alvarez had no chance. He had no chance.
Now, you're right, because he was young, inexperienced, or whatever. But he's a better boxer. He's faster than Maidana as well. And I think being in the ring with Floyd, I'm not saying right now next, but I'm saying a couple of fights down the line after Floyd gives Manny Pacquiao a boxing lesson he deserves, after he beats Cotto again, then you go and you fight Canelo Alvarez. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But the point is, Maidana's not in the conversation. He might not touch. Floyd should go and get the nice shave,
maybe
have
he
the
will.
goatee tight, shave the bald head.
Okay.
You might not see Floyd break a sweat. You might not see him break a sweat.
I hope that Floyd listened to you. Would you see him at the NBA Finals? And he started thinking, what am I fighting this guy for? This is This is a cakewalk for me. I hope he walks into that ring thinking, well, give me some cheese doodles.
Give me some cheese.
Yeah,
well, I think Stephen A's having the cheese doodles.
Oh, but Floyd could munch in between rounds.
Okay, in between. Stephen A, we got to get out of here as you have your tea. Maidana landed the most punches of any Mayweather opponent since 2002.
Thank you.
But Vegas says he's a 1-7 favorite. That's what Vegas says. We'll discuss it on Monday, clearly.